So hello everyone, welcome to this another video of this channel. I'm Abhishek Verma and today you are watching another video of our Spring Data JPA series. In today's video, we are going to discuss how to implement Criteria API in Spring Data JPA. In the previous videos, we have learned about the default methods from Spring Data JPA, the query by methods and query by annotation also, and hence today we are going with the Criteria API. So that means it is just another way of creating the custom methods in Spring Data JPA. But believe me, it is not that simple like query by methods or query by annotations. It is going to be a bit complex. So in order to make it simple, we will be taking help of the UML diagrams. So in today's video, you don't need to focus on any particular method as such. Instead, you need to focus on the complete overall architecture. Because later on, whenever, believe me, you need the criteria API, you can take help of ChatGPT or Gemini and they are going to help you out. But at least for that also, you should be knowing what criteria API is going to do, how the architecture is going to look like. Because for that, ChatGPT and Gemini cannot help you. So without wasting any more time, let's directly get started. So now we are in our IDE and as always, first of all, let's do a quick recap what we saw in the previous video. So in the last video, we made demo number 6 and there, if I take you to this UML diagram, so we were having the demo class with the main method. From there, we were going to the owner service and the pet service. We were having 5 methods in the owner service and 2 methods in the pet service. Then we were having their implementation classes also, and then from there we were going towards their repository. Now you remember that last time we did everything with the help of query by annotation, so hence we need to create these methods in the owner repository and the pet repository. Besides this, we were having the owner mapper and the pet mapper to do a conversion from entity to DTO and vice versa. Besides this, we were having the custom exceptions and a input util class, just for containing common methods of utility. Then coming towards the entity, so here we go. So we say that this is the owner entity class and this is the pet entity class. Both of them are having one-to-one relationship and it is bidirectional. Then under pet, we are having domestic pet and the wild pet, and this is inheritance available here. Then from the primary key, we are making it in the base class. Since the logic is common, the way of generation, the strategy is same. So hence we have kept it in the base class and it is the mapped super class. Then we are having enums for gender and pet type. Then on the other side, we have having the DTO classes for the owner DTO, pet DTO and others. And again, everywhere we are making usage of Lombok to make our job simpler. Many times people say that why do you always repeat all these things? Because what happens many times is that people just see that okay, they are searching for query by annotation, query by method or criteria API, then they come to a video, but then they also want to have a better idea of the application. So for that purpose only. So this was the case. Now last time, if you remember that in the util we were having these 7 operations which we just now saw. Okay, so first one was fetch owner details, second one was fetch pet details. For this, both of them we were just providing the primary keys. Then the next one was fetch owner by the initials of first name, so this was there. Then fetch owner details by pet ID, so that was available. Then fetching the owner details where we were providing the the range of birth date of the pets, so that we were giving. We were fetching the average age also of the pet, and we were only fetching the specific details using pagination. So all these operations we performed last time. Now this is important because today also we are going to perform same these 7 operations, but today we are going to do all these operations with the help of criteria API. Again, my point is that it's not a case that you need to do this fetch owner details or fetch pet details with the help of criteria API. My goal is only to show you these operations also with the help of criteria API first of all, so that first of all you become familiar with criteria API and then only you can move towards the most difficult part of the thing. Yeah, so only for that purpose. Otherwise, I guess for these 2 operations you should not even create query by method or query by annotation. Yeah, so let's go here. Now till now you saw that whenever we were making usage of query by method or query by annotation, the job was very simple. We used to go to the repository interface. There we used to just define an abstract method. Upon that we used to give the annotation, or for query by method even that was not needed. But today whatever we are going to do is going to be little bit more difficult, what we have seen till now. Yeah. So let's directly go to this owner service. Since all the operations are same, so that's why I'm not repeating the input util and the main demo class. Okay, and we are directly coming here. So the first one is find owner, and here we need to find the owner by ID, and output I'm assuming to be as owner. I don't want optional owner, I want owner. Now one important thing is that when you are making usage of criteria API, it will be better if you are having the output as the direct owner, direct pet or something like this. Getting the optional output is going to be an extra process generally whenever we are working with the criteria API. So hence today you will see I'm not making usage of optional. Yep, wherever needed I will be making usage of list as always. So from here we need to go to the owner repository, and as you can see currently owner repository is just an interface which is again looking empty. Now I always told you till now that okay, in this owner repository how you were getting the things. So for this what we will just quickly do is here I will just create one more UML diagram. So let me go in this particular one and create this diagram. Let me just call it as dummy. Okay, later on I'll just create a single diagram for the complete this project itself, and but as of now I just want to show you something very specific. Now here currently if I for an example let me take this owner service here. Okay, so this is owner service and this is how it is going to look like. So this is the interface, this is service IMPL, and then this is your owner repository here as of now. Okay, this is just an interface. Yeah. Now after this what I do is if I say open type hierarchy, so here in the type hierarchy we will find that the parent of owner repository is JPA repository, so we can drag that also here. So when you will drag, you will see that okay, this is going to be your JPA repository and our focus is going to be something like this. So whatever the methods we are using actually in the owner repository by default, they are either coming from JPA repository or the parent of the JPA repository. Yeah. And again this JPA repository, you will see this is just an interface. The implementation of this actual JPA repository is again available in Spring Data JPA. I have shown you in one of the videos also earlier, but today we don't need to go in that much detail. Now after this what we need to do, so as of now let me just save it here and let's go back to this particular one. Now today when we need to implement the criteria API, then it is going to be little bit more difficult here. So first of all let's go to this one. So what we will be doing is first of all we will be creating one more interface. Okay, so here we will go and here I will say it as an interface, and this one I will give the name as custom owner repository. So this is how it is going to look like. Why I'm not saying owner repository? Because otherwise you will get confused between these two, and again that way we can't have, okay, we can't have two interface with same name in the same package doing almost the same thing. Okay, so this is my custom owner repository. So now whatever the methods I have defined here, which I will be calling from my service layer, those methods I will be defining in my custom owner repository. And believe me, here I have not extended anything. So what I will simply do is I will copy this thing here and I will just paste it here saying that okay, this is going to return me an owner and it is going to be this, and the input is going to look something like this, owner ID. Okay, so this is how it is going to look like, guys. See this particular one, again a simple thing. Same way for the pet also, let's create a quickly pet repository. So I'll just copy this one and here I will say that this one is going to be my pet repository. So let me make it like this, custom pet repository. So this one also I have created, and in this one we will be returning, this particular one is pet, and here I will be again saying here this pet, and here also let me make it as pet. Okay, so again a small thing we have done. So two custom repositories we have created, one for owner, one for the pet. Yeah, and here we are actually mentioning these methods which we want to invoke here. Yeah, but still see, from the owner as of now nowhere I have given the name of custom owner repository. I am just still depending on the owner repository only, which was same like earlier. Now same way we need to mention these methods also. So instead of mentioning them one by one in this, let me just quickly copy paste and then I will show you how the final output going to look like. So after copy pasting everything, now my custom owner repository interface looks something like this. Again, I haven't done anything big. I have just copy pasted those methods and given some better argument names and the return types. So again, see, it's very simple. Yeah, same way in the custom pet repository, I have added this find average age of the pet, which is going to return me double. Again, a simple thing here. Now the next thing comes up is that, okay, what we will do with the help of it. Yeah. So now what we are going to do, first of all, if I take you to this dummy and let me show you how it is going to look like. So owner was already there. Let me just simply cancel it and let me bring the custom owner repository here. Okay, so now it looks like this, that okay, this was your JPA repository and this is your custom repository, and here you are having your owner repository, and from this service we are still calling the owner repository only. But now what should we do with the help of this custom owner repository? So for this we will again go back to our main owner repository here, and here what we are going to do is we will put a comma and here we will say like this, custom owner repository. Yeah, and let me save it. Now after saving, if we again go back to this UML diagram and see, that's the benefit of having these tools, UML diagrams. Okay, so now you see this is how the relationship looks like. The owner repository, which earlier was only extending the JPA repository, now it's extending both the things, JPA as well as the custom owner repository. Same way, let's quickly do it for the pet repository also, and here I will say comma and here I will say custom pet, and yeah, this is how it is going to look like, custom pet repository. Yeah, for the diagram I will just show you with the help of owner just to make it simple, otherwise it will become complex. In the final version you will see all the diagrams together. So after this, our next step is going to be that somehow we need to provide the implementation to these custom methods which we have created here. Yeah, now for providing the implementation to these custom methods, what we will do is, as a good practice, we will be creating new classes first of all. So I will just go here and I will say a class, and here I will say custom owner repository. So let me write it like this, custom owner repository IMPL, and the package is going to be repository.impl. So this way, and here the parent for this is going to be the custom owner repository. So here let me choose it as custom owner repository. I'm not sure whether you have seen like this, but it is just an Eclipse or STS feature, okay, that you can directly do. So now when you do something like this, it says that your custom owner repository is going to implement this custom owner repository. You got all these methods also automatically. Yeah, because in the starting only we told that okay, this is going to be the parent. Now let's see how again it is going to look like in our UML diagram. As of now we have not given the implementation. Okay, and let me just drag them bit here so that I can show you all of them in a single place, and yeah, this is how it is going to look. So let me bring this also here. So when I bring this also here, this is how it is going to look like, guys. Okay, so you see this owner repository which we were using till now it is going to extend two things, JPA repository and the custom owner repository. Yeah, now from our service sample we are still going to call this only. Now you see that who was implementing JPA repository, someone from Spring Data JPA. Who is implementing custom owner repository? We only, in a separate class, custom owner repository IMPL. And on this class, we still don't need to provide any kind of annotations. So no annotation is required on this particular repository IMPL. Yeah, you don't need to worry about that because automatically it is going to come here. So there won't be any direct link between the owner repository and custom owner repository, but it is going to be an indirect link, something like this. And believe me, it is still the same way only. Yeah, so like someone is implementing JP repository, now someone is implementing custom owner repository. Same way, like you were getting the benefits of all these methods, same way you will be getting the benefit of all these methods. Okay, so this is how the things are going to look like. Now you may say that okay, can't we simply do that within the owner repository? We make these methods and there we create a child class of this owner repository. The answer is no. That way we should not be doing that. We are making a child of this because that is not as per the best practices. Whenever you are making custom repositories like this, making usage of criteria API, you always needs to follow this kind of architecture only. Okay, so that it always remains it always remains in a sync. Okay, otherwise, I mean, Spring Data JPA also could have told that, okay, why shouldn't I make the child of owner repository only? But it made a separate child of JPA repository. Same way here also, we need to make a separate child of custom owner repository. Now I hope since this is clear, so we can again come back here, and let me just quickly do it for the custom pet repository also. And here, yeah, I will say it like this only, and let me do just it quickly for this. But okay, not something like this. Let me just copy the name at least. Yeah, so I will copy this name. Let me just cancel it, and here let me create another class. So again, you see what I'm doing. So here itself I'm telling that, okay, who is going to be the parent interface of it, okay, so that I can get that particular methods of the parent automatically in the child. Okay, so this way again we received all these things. Yeah, and this is how it is going to work. Fine, now let me just quickly close all of them. So now this is the thing, guys. Yeah, now after this, now the only thing left is we have made all the relationships. Now the pending part is that we need to go in this custom owner repository IMPL, and there we need to solve what we want to have there. Yeah, so okay, what is the issue? So here it says find by first name starts with, this is not available. So I guess here I have made a small mistake. That let's go to this custom owner repository, and yeah, here this is the method name, guys. Okay, starts with, and then for this also we need to go here in this particular one, and that looks here. Yeah, and now you see, now service IMPL says there is no error, because service IMPL feels that, okay, all these implementations are available, although it simply depends on owner repository. Why? Because in your owner repository you are getting all the methods from the JPA as well as the custom owner repository. So now no other change in the service IMPL. So it is same like our previous demo or the previous video itself. Okay, so now the left part of this video, we are just going to focus on these two new, I mean, repository IMPL classes, that is custom owner repository IMPL and the custom pet repository IMPL. And believe me, it is not going to be a small job, it is going to be big. Now since here we need to take help of the criteria API, so for this we need to go with the help of Hibernate. But how to get the help of Hibernate here? I mean, from Hibernate also I basically need the entity manager factory. So if you remember in our very first video, or not the first video, but basically the second video, the demo 2. In the demo 2, if you remember, I made something like this repository IMPL at that time, and there we were having this entity manager factory. So we used to have this entity manager factory, and see, same thing comes up here also, because now what we are saying that only Spring Data JPA, what it was providing, that is not enough for us, and hence we need to go to a little bit more towards Spring ORM. So that is what we are trying to tell here. Yeah. Now, if this is the thing, the next thing is again, I mean, this part is also going to remain same, that okay, you need to copy this particular one and you need to provide it here. So let me just simply provide it like this, and yeah, this is how it is going to look like. As besides this, we don't need to take help of this previous one. Yeah, so that's why I say that it's very mandatory for you that you watch all the videos, and still if you don't know what is the purpose of entity manager factory, you haven't watched my Hibernate. So that's why people say that, okay, we want to learn Spring Data JPA without Hibernate. Now it is in front of you. You tell me whether it is possible to learn this without Hibernate or not. If yes, then yes, you can directly learn. If no, then Hibernate playlist is also available on my channel. I will provide the I link on top itself. Yeah. So now this is the point, and believe me, the same concept of criteria API I have explained in the Hibernate video also. And if you have watched it, believe me, it is just a copy paste then. There is nothing new. If you haven't watched, then yeah, let's do some kind of hard work. So in order to avail the benefits of criteria API from this entity manager, first of all, we need to get the object of criteria builder. So for this, we will be seeing here criteria builder like this. Yeah. So this is how it is going to look like, guys. And then we need to save it in a particular variable. So let me just save it like this, criteria builder, and yeah, this is how it is going to look like, criteria builder. Let me just say Control Shift O. So I got something like this. Now with the help of this particular criteria builder, what we can do is we can create a criteria query. Okay, so we can do something like this, and here we will be saying create query. Yeah. So this is the one. Now for this first one, what we need to do, we need to say find owner by ID. So now the next part is that now we need to provide a query here. Yeah, but in a Java way, in a programmatical way. So first of all, let's try to understand if it had been an SQL query, how will it is going to look like. So for this, we can say select O from, or what I can simply do is I can go to this previous one. I mean, why do I need to do that much amount of hard work when we have already done in the previous video? So I will go there and I will copy this, and let me just quickly paste it here so that we don't need to go there again and again. So somehow we need to make this kind of query. Okay. So let's wait. So first of all, we will say create query, and on this create query, we are going to say that what kind of output it is going to return. So first of all, that you need to mention. So here the output is going to be the complete object, that is going to be your O. So if that is the case, so let's write here owner dot class like this. Yeah, and here the output, so output is going to look something like this. Here it is going to be criteria query, and again here it is going to be owner, I mean this same owner, the data type, so that owner is going to be here. And then we need a particular variable also. So as always, I mean that's the easy way which I always do, that whenever I need to write a variable name, I write the data type name as it is, and then I don't need to think much. Okay, so here I guess I have made some spelling mistake, and it needs to be criteria like this. Okay, so it needs to be TE. So this also we have made here like this. So criteria query is ready for us. Now the next part, now we are saying that what we are going to return, but from where we need to return. So we need to get the data from this owner O only. So let's write that. So here I will copy this, I will paste it here, and here I will be saying from, and within from I will be saying here owner dot class. Yeah, now believe me, these are two different things. So first you are saying I need to return the owner, and now you need to tell that okay, I need to get the data from this owner table or the owner class. So this is going to be our root here, guys. Okay, so this is going to be our main root, and this is how we are going to write like this root. Yeah, so this we have mentioned. Now after this, what is the next part? Now the next part is that here we need to give a where condition also. Okay, or first of all, let's simply write this much, what it is going to look like for us. So what we can do is we will say here criteria query like this, and here we will say select. So we will do like this select. So when we say select root, we are saying return the complete object itself. So this we are trying to write here, and after this here we will be writing the return query, that is going to look like this entity manager dot create query. So here it is going to be like this create query here, and within this we will be saying here criteria query. So this is the one criteria query, and then we will be saying that from here we just need a single result. So this is how your output is going to look like. Let me remove this particular line from there. So now what it meant. So first line, this meant that we want to return the owner. Then this line meant that we want to read from the owner table or the owner class. Yeah? And here we are just mentioning this select star, select O, so that we are trying to mention here. And then this is the normal thing, that within this criteria query we need to provide this whole criteria query, and we are saying get a single result. Yeah, because here we have a choice, it may give a list also, but we are saying return only the first result from this. But as of now what we have written is only this much part, select O from owner O, only this part is there. There is no where condition, we haven't even told about this fetching the pet or something like this. So how to write that particular part? So for this, first of all, let's see how we can write this join fetch pet. So that particular part we can say like this root dot fetch here, so something like this fetch, and within this we will just simply say here pet. Now why only this word pet? I mean how this string pet came from this. So if you go to the entity of owner, you see here we are having this pet. So only that name is enough for us. So we just need to write pet. If you write a spelling mistake, then it is not going to work fine. So now we have mentioned select O from owner O, join fetch O dot pet. Still the where condition is missing, guys. Okay, so see, that's why it is a bit difficult. Yeah, so for the where condition, it is again going to be little bit more difficult, but let's try to write it. So what we will do is we will say here criteria builder, something like this, and on this first of all we need to get an object of conjugation which is going to look like this, and here this is going to provide us a predicate. Yeah, so this predicate is being returned, and yeah, this is going to be the thing. Yeah, so this predicate, again everything you need to get from this Jakarta only. So all these things we are getting from Jakarta. Yeah, so now this we got a where. Now within this where, what we can do is that here we will be writing it like this dot where, and here we will be giving this where condition. Yeah, so this way it is going to look like as where. So this where condition, but the point is still you have only mentioned till this much part. Where is this part? I mean, on what thing the condition is going to be. Yeah? So now only that part is left. So let's start writing this where condition. So for this, again we will take help of this criteria builder, and what we are going to do, we are going to say AND condition here. Okay, so currently we are ending with nothing. Okay, so now it is going to look like this, one and this. Okay, so we are ending with nothing as of now. Yeah, so this way, so that we can make it, I mean, simple for future also. In future, now you just need to enhance it, you just need to say and do something like this. Okay, so we are having this AND condition. So first of all, whatever is your where, so we take that particular part, and then we give the main condition here, that is going to be your criteria. Again a spelling mistake, so here it is criteria builder, that is going, and now we will be saying here equal, so it will look like this, and now we will say root dot get and this id. So root dot get id, so that means that from your root, that is your owner. So from your owner you need to have the id, and then it is going to be same as your this owner id. So this is how it is going to look like, guys, that it should be same as your owner id. So again let's do a quick repetition. What we did, first of all we created an object of entity manager, then from the entity manager we got a criteria builder, then here we are saying that what should be the return type. So return type should be an owner. Then we told from where to read, from the owner class, and then without writing all these things we can simply say criteria query dot select root, and it will work for us, and it will behave like select O from owner O. Then we also need to get this pet details, so we are saying root dot fetch pet. If you don't want, you can remove this. Then you are also having a where condition, so for where condition you need to write like this, and you need to add it here like this way. And now you just need to say here dot end dot or, and this way you can provide all the queries whatever you wish, guys. Okay, so this is how it is going to look like. Now see, for this such a basic thing, what we are doing, we are just trying to find by id. For this thing, if you will write a criteria query, believe me, you will look like a stupid. Yeah, because here, I mean, there was nothing much to write a criteria query. Spring Data JPA was saying that I'm going to provide this automatically. But why we are writing, so that now for rest of the part I can simply tell you that I'm going to copy paste the main logic, whatever is going to be common, and rest of the things we are going to full there, so that you can later on decide which one is better for you, simple query by method, query by annotation, or criteria query. So without wasting any more time, let me just copy paste the main part, and I will directly show you at the end how it is going to look like. So now after copy pasting rest of the logic, let's see how the things are going to look like. Believe me, most of the part is copy paste. So the next method was finding by the first name starts with. Okay, so for this again this try part is same, this criteria builder, criteria query, because here also I need to return the whole owner, I need to read from owner only, I need to fetch the pet part also. So this part was same. Then below this part was also same. Then this where condition, this was also same. The only thing which was changed was this particular part, that now in the where condition what I'm saying is I'm saying criteria builder dot like, then I'm saying root dot get first name, so the first name field of my owner class, and then compare it with this first name. So first name and then this percentage means starts with. Okay, so this way it is going to look like. Now let's go to the next one, owner by pet id. So again for this also, if you see starting part till this much point is same, then this ending part, this particular thing is also same, this predicate is also same. Okay, but something which is different is this particular root dot join. Now, why do I need this join here? Because you see that this time in my condition, when I want to equal two things, so I'm not going to compare it with any of the fields of my root, because earlier this id was coming from the root, the first name was also coming from the root, but this id is coming from my another table, that is after the joining. So hence I need to go for this particular join, and I need to say root dot join pet. So that way it is going to look, and then only you need to write like this join. Now next one, for the next one also we are saying pet date of birth range, something like this. Okay, so for this also, if you see, this starting part is same and this ending part is also same. Okay, then this join is again needed because I want to work with a column of my pet, and basically this is not even pet, this is the domestic pet, still it is going to work fine here. Yeah, so this will work, predicate is same, and see, with the help of join you are able to get the birth date, and then there is a simple method between, so you are saying start date and end date. So this worked. Another thing which is different is that here we are also trying to order it. Okay, so this is just something an extra which I just wanted to do here, that I wish to do the ordering here. So when I wish to do the ordering here, I'm saying order and criteria. So here I wish to order it in the ascending order of the birth date. So then I can just simply say order by, and then it is again going to work like this. And then in the last one, so this was going to be a little bit different, because here we don't want to return the whole owner, we just want to return an object array. So this time in the create query I mentioned object array dot class, so that was the main, but in the from condition I mentioned owner only. Then this join part is same, and then this next part, you see, this time I don't want to return the whole thing. Now since I don't want to return the whole thing, so nowhere I'm saying that okay, you make me this particular root and the whole thing, because earlier it was simple select root, but this time select is going to be something different here. Okay, so I need to say select selection, and within the selection I'm saying that okay, in the array I want id, first name, last name and name, and then at the end I need to make it pageable also, so I need to go with this kind of thing. Okay, here you can't simply make usage of pageable, so here you need to say skip size and something like this. So you say set max results page size, and then for the first result you just mention how much data you want to skip here. Okay, so this way it needs to be worked here. Again everything is same as in the Hibernate playlist. Now same for the pet repository also, so whole everything was same, the only difference was that this time I need to return a pet here, I need to read from pet here, this time I don't need a join here, so there was no need of it, and here I can simply say root.getId because the comparison was simple. Then here also, where I'm saying average age of the pet, so here I need to return the double, so I'm simply saying double dot class, and see, directly working with the help of pet, then also I'm able to write all these methods, so I don't need to go in much detail of it, and I'm automatically getting the method of average. Okay, so this is how the things are going to look like here, guys, and yeah, execution part is going to look same as the previous one only, so hence I'm not going to execute the things today, otherwise it will become unwantedly long. But yeah, this was how the criteria API is going to look like. That the goal was just to show you that okay, there exists something like this also. Now it is your choice when you wish to make usage of default methods, when you wish to make usage of query by methods, when you wish to make usage of query by annotation, and when you wish to go for this criteria API. If you find it helpful, just like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.